Hey, what's good, YouTube? It's your man Ronin back with another one. And you already know the deal. Use the code Ronin10. That'll be your passport to the A-game lifestyle. Helps with your vitality, strength, focus, and libido. With that being said, you see the title of the video. We're dealing with the 5 P's solution model. And the reason why this video is being done is because having been around before the blog talk days, and many guys before myself, what we get tired of is hearing about the same old redundant question: what are the solutions? The reason I get sick and tired of hearing about that same question is because in most cases we come back right back to square one, because one, you have individuals who refuse to execute it. Two, the people who provide solutions, we see this time and time again, they often feel like they're wasting their breath. But in the pursuit to change all that, this is the conversation we're going to have today. So, as you can see, 1 to 5, we're talking about the problem. Then we're going to go to number 2, which is the preparation. Then number 3, the plan. Then number 4, the pursuit. And number 5, perfection. And in many cases, I may use a few charts here. So, the problem. Now, I know there's been a lot of dust-ups as of late between content creators and conflict creators, however you want to label them. And there's been a series of systemic issues that we deal with, as far as like constant threat of extinction, homelessness, lack of fathers, things about negative media portrayal, and a number of other things on the list. And we're going to be in the habit of addressing those issues, not just for conversation's sake, because they are part of the problem, which help maintain what you see as ethnic outposts and keeping them from becoming actual functioning, thriving communities, and then some. So, in seeing that we do have those problems, that's why they're being brought to the forefront. But on the micro scale, we need to talk about the interpersonal problems, talking about mental health, our health in general, our spiritual well-being, how we view ourselves and each other. But we're talking about the spiritual war within, taking care of things as far as our dwelling, our family, our appearance. And then we go to the exterior, because we're going to work from the inside out, which will, in this space and beyond this space, that happens to be the key problem nowadays. Another set of problems is we've been taught how to abuse the 4 P's. We're talking about problem solving, procreation, provision, and protection. Instead of centering our focus on what appeals to us, having standards and boundaries and respecting them, or having them then be respected, we end up turning things, working on the exterior, talking about the external 5. You start becoming Jonathans. You start becoming simps, or better translated, spiritually impaired mules of provision, and worse. So we're going to move on to the preparation. This is where we gather all the information, using things as far as the 4 T's. We're talking about time, toll, trouble, and assessing threat level. Not just dealing with women. We're talking about our peers. We're talking about family, anybody we aspire to do business with, and so on, in order to protect our interests, our time, which is a very finite resource, and everything that pertains of us, things that provide peace of mind, things that allow us to gain that level of mobility as best as possible, and many things that attend life values that benefit us, and individually and as a collective as men, which we'll move on to the plan. Respectively, we start with us. We start taking an inventory and a list of what we need to fix within ourselves. We look in the mirror, we know what we're looking at. And there's many unaddressed issues that we often put on the back burner. And over time, you start learning that procrastination on that level is damaging. because we're wasting our time thinking like, I'll get back to that, I'm gonna get this bag. However, what is the point of getting the bag when you're consistently putting holes in it unknowingly or knowingly? Not to say that we're supposed to be running around here and be broke, just report righteous teachers. The whole thing is, what is the point to have $1 billion and you're broken? We see many times over, we had guys that had access to wealth, but he was spiritually bankrupt, and it started showing in the mental health flare-ups, his health being compromised, his family being shattered, his appearance and dwelling, whether it be in public or in private, being torn to shreds. That's the thing that we need to address, and that's part of the plan. What am I going to do to change these things? You got to start looking at the short-term, mid-term, and long-term. That's my suggestion on things, and that's with everything. And this leads to pursuit. How bad do you really want it? Are you sick and tired of being sick and tired? Are you executing the 4 P's and the 4 T's, not just without people outside of yourself, but to yourself? Do you view yourself worth the time and the toll? Are you willing to assess the trouble you're willing to go through to get to that point of evolution? Now, we're not worried about the threat because, again, like when it comes to being a self-realized man and men, that is a threat level. But, again, you got to be willing to oppose environment. That is in your nature. You're going to piss people off, especially when you aspire to be better, think better, do better, instead of dwell in an echo chamber that doesn't benefit you nor anybody else. All of us have our respective gifts, and in used correctly, we can start transforming not just things from the mind into actually reality, but actually you can get it to the point where mostly anything, or if all the things you can do, and you'd be surprised what you can do. You can manifest wealth. You can manifest transformational change. Slew mouth. Not just for yourself, but in others. You can actually speak life into each other, as far as like not just with words, but deeds. And then that leads to perfection. I believe that we're perfectly flawed. We're not always going to get everything right. But the thing is, you got to see things to completion. When it comes, the way I see things is like, as men, as people in general, we live our lives through chapters. We are our respective authors. Some people live their life as a comic book at one point. Some people live as an autobiography, nonfiction, sci-fi, especially on the internet talking, I hear capping on Wi-Fi. Shout out to Sirism. But we are the authors of our life. It's not always going to be a perfect story, but through your life and through your example, which, you're supposed to aspire to live full and die empty. Shout out to the individual who said that. We got to make our time count. We got to make things that we do today speak volumes when we're long gone. So, in closing, I want to say we got to get back to being solution-oriented men. Across the board, but especially melanated men, black men, because many times over, you've seen what we're able to do in history. What's stopping us for not just repeating history, but adding to it in a constructive fashion. We're not super predators. We're not these feral beasts that they put on the media. And my thing is like, I'm not going to take those insults lying down. See, the thing is, our duty is we're supposed to show them better than we can tell them. And we don't have to broadcast everything by the minute. We let our actions, words, and intent working in concert speak volumes for us. Then we start working together and building a brotherhood to where we can actually move as a unified front. But that takes time. That means stop with the pocket watching and all the goofiness that born insecure individuals love to manifest and basically pose themselves as intentional masculine obstructionists in this day and age. So, leave you with this. Never let your comfort zone become your coffin. Much love to all my peers out here who are doing the damn thing on this Sunday. And My word is never allow your comfort zone to become your coffin. Get out there, kick ass, and take names. And today's a good day. Start executing the 5 P's, which are assessing the problem, executing the preparation, formulating the plan, execute a hard pursuit, and work until you get perfection. Finish the mission. We're all soldiers here in the battlefield, both veteran and civilian. It's just different battlefields. But regardless, as men, we have to get back to putting skin in the game, mainly within ourselves. With that, salute to you guys, Semper Fi, and be careful out there.